Welcome back to the Backwoods Gourmet Southern Favorite Series. Today we're having chicken fried steak. Lucky for her. Y'all stay tuned. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start the side first. In this case, we selected wild rice to cook with this dish. It's really awesome, but there's a number of things that are really good with it. Mashed potatoes, white rice, just about anything in the starch family. Setup simple today. We're going to use real wood for our fire. We need a boiling heat for this rice, so we've got that started over there. A little propane assist to get that going, and we're going to let it burn out a little bit of coal. Get it on our rack over here, and then we'll get our Dutch oven on. Okay, the ingredients for the wild rice: 1 cup of wild rice, 1 3/4 cups of warm water. We have a little chopped up hog jaw there to season our pot, and this is better than bouillon, lower sodium, reduced sodium beef base. We're going to put 1 tablespoon of this into here and bring it up to a boil. And here's our choice of weapons. We don't really need that big one today. We use a 10-inch Dutch oven. Alright, now that we warmed up, let's go ahead and put our few pieces of hog jaw in it just to season the pot. We'll get that rolling. Well, after those are rendered down, we're just going to go ahead and take them out. It's going to be little crispy bits you can use for something else. And we got the oil in there. That's what we wanted. We'll go ahead and put our, you may just put that better than bouillon, but you could absolutely use regular beef stock, and we want that to come up to a boil. Yeah, fire, we got a good flame going there. It won't take too long, but as it dies down, it'll give us a simmer. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and put the rice in there. It's not quite up to a boil yet. Our wood is a little wet from the hurricane, tropical storm, and all the other rain we've got here lately. So we're just going to go ahead and put it in there and get the lid back on. I got some more coal started to put on the top, and that'll help. Perfect. Okay, making the chicken fried steak and battering it and prepping it is not complicated. We just have our, these are cubed around steaks. This works great with your hams from your venison, okay? Cubed. You know, they're kind of tough by themselves. So we just season them with a good steak seasoning here. We were out of our Backwoods Gourmet brisket and steak rub today. So we did it with Montreal steak seasoning. So we're just going to dredge them with flour. And this liquid mixture I have here is 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise whipped together. That's it. So through the flour once, through our egg and mayo mixture. Want to drain that off pretty well, and then back in the flour, and that will coat all those nooks and crannies in the steak, and onto a pan. We're 15 minutes in on this rice, and I want to keep an eye on the liquid level in there. It's starting to dry up a little. You notice we did put some basil in it. We'll go ahead and give that just a little more water. Well, alright folks, we're getting ready to cook them steaks off, but threatening rain again. I already sprinkled on us a couple times. Our wood is wet from Hurricane Hermine and Tropical Storm Julia, which is still out there spinning around. So we're going to go ahead and do these up for you on an alternate fuel source, which will be the propane fish cooker. Alright, we wanted to do them on wood, but ain't happening today. So let's get her done. Alright, well here's the cast iron choice today for doing the chicken fried steaks. This is our old number 9 Erie Griswold chicken fry pan is what one of my subs told me. I got this from my mother-in-law. It's a really great pan, smooth bottom, And it, I guess, was designed as fried chicken. Well, we're not frying chicken, but we're making chicken fried steak. So let's get that bad boy heated up. All right, we're going to go ahead and check that oil. This little thermopin here is very accurate. It has a very fine tip on it, so we can check that pretty accurately, even in only a ½ inch oil. And she's setting just very close to 300. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and put one whole large sweet onion right on in there and start seasoning that oil. Those parts, just slice, left, cut it in half and then slice it. Pretty thick pieces. And we're basically just going to season this oil with it. And we'll take them out and reserve them on the side. Okay, we don't want to really cook these till they're crispy. These normally will go right back in my gravy, but I have guests for dinner today, and I know for certain one of them doesn't like onions. So I'm going to go ahead and take them out just as they're crisp on the edge, or starting to brown the edges. And we'll serve them on the side for those of us who like onions with our country fried chicken fried steak. And that way nobody is like trying to pick them off. But we would have done this process anyway. Normally we would have just crisped them up a little bit more. Okay, well here are our chicken fried steaks battered and ready to go. And you see, just by letting them sit around a little while, that flour is soaked into the egg, mayonnaise. We're going to put about 2 of these for this size in this pan at a time. That's about all it's going to fit. But you wouldn't want to crowd them too much. You need to get them flow. They're going to shrink down and we'll move them around a little bit. And we want this oil to cook them pretty quickly on the outside, but not dry them out. Start seeing this golden brown around the edges, and the beef inside coming out. That's telling us it's time to flip. And just like fried chicken, we want this to be golden brown, just like that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and check the other side right now. Check for brownness. See, there's still a little bit of white there. So we're going to go ahead and give them a couple more minutes to get that other side golden brown. Okay, these are ready. We're going to go ahead and drain them and move them off the pan with a dry fish towel. Yeah, we just poured the oil out of there. We're going to go ahead and deglaze the pan. A little bit of water and beef broth. We're going to put a little in to begin with to get the bits off the bottom. Use the back of the spoon. And we're going to go ahead and put the rest of it in there. Bring it up. We're going to make it a different kind of gravy this time. It's going to be a broth-based gravy. So let that come up to a boil, and we'll show you the rest. Alright, well this broth is up to a boil now, so we're going to go ahead. This is 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 3 tablespoons of milk. We're going to go ahead and put that in there a little at a time. Give it a stir. That thickens up into a sauce and gravy. It's about the right thickness. It really needs to come back to a boil so you can see what you got there. bit of water if you need it. A little bit of water in there. We'll just stir and we'll simmer that for a minute. And we'll put a little seasoning in. Okay, it's coming back up, so we're going to go ahead and just give it a little shake of Montreal seasoning. Backwoods Gourmet rub also works very well for this. Just stir that in and we'll let it simmer down till consistency is about right. Looking a little thin, put a little bit more of your cornstarch mixture in. Just keep it moving during this process so you don't scorch your milk. That looks perfect, so we're going to go ahead and cut the fire off. Just let it finish up with what remaining heat's in the pan. Alright folks, here we go, the plate up with our chicken fried steak. We got our chicken fried steak on here. We just stir fried real quick some fresh Napa cabbage, spinach, and a few fresh diced bell peppers. So that's going to be our veg there. And then we have our beautiful gravy just let's make there. I'm going to go ahead and give that a good just drizzle across the steak. You don't want to cover the whole thing. Maybe put a little bit on the plate there. And a little sprig of basil. And then just to top it all off, we have our Parmesan Reggiano, which is, you know, obviously my favorite cheese. You've seen it in a bunch of videos. Gonna go ahead and give that a good little grate over the veg, and hey, you know, maybe the whole plate. So there you go. We got one more thing to go here, and you know, if your guests don't like these, don't put them on. But those onions we did at the very first part with seasoning the oil, we're gonna put them right on top of the gravy just like that. Hey, back again. I made so many parts of this meal I forgot that we made this beautiful wild rice. So we're gonna go ahead and give it a little bit right there, and that's gonna be awesome. Hey, thanks for watching the Backwoods Gourmet. As always, keep subscribing, sharing, commenting. We'll see you next time.